This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to a very busy edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We've just completed a three-day weekend, a lot of great stakes racing action, both Saratoga and out of town. We are going to begin at Calder, where on Saturday they ran several of the restricted Stallion Series races down in Florida. Always a good group of races. We're going to highlight the two-year-olds, beginning with two-year-old fillies in the Susan's Girl going 7 furlongs. Let's head to Calder and the Susan's Girl.
And they're off in the Susan's Girl, and Running Last broke right on top and shows speed as usual. Prospect of Love is trying to go with her from the outside, and Zooming By is also right there. These three very fast as they come out of the chute and head for the main track. 5-Star Susan is only about 3 lengths off the lead, then Siren Cove. Suggestion Lisa second last early on. Pyrite Beauty has the best view of the field. She is 8 lengths behind Running Last with less than 5 furlongs to go. Running Last and Manuel Cruz out where they like to be, and they're showing the way a length and a half now from Zooming By as 5-Star Susan moves up on the inside. She's now almost into second and only 2 lengths back. Then it's Prospect of Love. Siren Cove is on the move. Siren Cove is now a joint fourth. She's in behind fillies, but only about 4 lengths off the leader. Suggestion Lisa in behind her. Pyrite Beauty has a long way to go to get to Running Last. Running Last into the far turn now has about a 3-length lead as Siren Cove comes out of the pack to chase her home, and Siren Cove means business today. Siren Cove now coming off the rail, and she's got dead aim at Running Last as they make the swing for home. Running Last turns them on down in the Susan's Girl. Siren Cove is coming after her on the outside. Down on the rail is Prospect of Love. Then to the far outside we have Zooming By, but it's still Running Last fending them off. Running Last still there, 2.5. Whip is out on Siren Cove. Prospect of Love is closing very late. Here comes Prospect of Love at Running Last. Running Last, Prospect of Love right together on the line.
Under a sloppy, on a sloppy racetrack, showery skies, Running Last, the heavy favorite, getting the victory by a head over Longshot Prospect of Love, with Siren Cove back in the third spot. Obviously Running Last setting the pace every step of the way and just lasting. Running Last is a chestnut 2-year-old daughter of Running Stag from Shannon Storm by Future Storm, bred in Florida by Farnsworth Farm. She is owned by Bill Condren and Michael Sherman, trained by Angel Salinas, and ridden to victory by Manny Cruz. Running Last covers the 7 furlongs in the slop in 126 flat. We're going to head back to Calder now, and the Affirmed, once again, this is a Florida Stallion Series event, 7 furlongs for the babies. Let's head back down to Florida, the running of the Affirmed.
And they're off in the Affirmed division of the 2005 Florida Stallion Stakes, and St. Jules is showing a lot of speed this afternoon, and he quickly shoots to the lead from that inside gate. In Summation is showing speed from the outside, then Lucky Chief, who settles down in third. Blazing Rate is already 2.5 lengths off the pace. DJ Best is down on his inside. Old Town Pond has one beaten at this point, and that is Forever Fear, who's well off the rail and already 10 lengths back behind the dueling leaders, and they are St. Jules and In Summation. St. Jules with a short lead up the backstretch, and In Summation tracks him from the outside with a half mile to go. They have a 3-length cushion on the team of DJ Best and Lucky Chief. Lucky Chief now moving into third and moving well going into the far turn. Here's Blazing Rate on the move, and Blazing Rate is making a big move going into the turn. He's all the way up into third right now, and he's only about 2.5 lengths behind St. Jules as they wind their way to the quarter pole. St. Jules trying to pull off the upset, but In Summation comes up to him now. In Summation hasn't been asked for his best yet. He's going to have to watch out for Blazing Rate, who's closing up 3 wide off the turn. In Summation takes command at the head of the stretch, and he tries to remain undefeated. Blazing Rate's going to chase him all the way to the wire. It's In Summation and Manuel Cruz. They lead it by 2.5. Blazing Rate is running hard, but running out of ground with 70 yards to go. In Summation from Blazing Rate. In Summation's for real. In Summation, 5 for 5. Blazing Rate was second, then Old Town Pond and St. Jules.
In Summation, running his record of 5 for 5. This is a very nice looking son of Put It Back, a freshman stallion who stands down in South Florida. Blazing Rate finishing a good second as Longshot Old Town Pond rallied from off the pace after being unhurried early to finish third. The winner, in summation, a dark bay or brown son of Put It Back from Fiesta Baby by Dejour, was bred in Florida by Arthur Appleton, owned by the Waterford Farm and trained by Frank Gomez, ridden to victory by Manny Cruz. In summation, covers the 7 furlongs, once again on that sloppy track in 1:24 and 2. We're going to head next to Delaware Park, where on Saturday they ran the Caesar Rodney Handicap for older horses on the turf. Let's head down to Delaware and join the Caesar Rodney in progress.
They've got a half mile to go as they make their way into the turn. Keep Cool still on the front end with Mr. O'Brien tracking in second. Then a gap of over 2 lengths to Cottage, and I Caramba is now a closer fourth as the tempo begins to quicken. The 6 in 13 and 2, 3/8 to go. Now Mr. O'Brien ready to pounce. Keep Cool is right there, still has a half-length lead. Mr. O'Brien is moving up alongside. 2 lengths to Cottage, and I Caramba angles to the outside for clear sailing as they head for home. All 4 with a shot. Mr. O'Brien, Keep Cool on the inside, followed by I Caramba is trying to kick in, and now we're down to the 2 favorites. On the front end, Mr. O'Brien. Here comes I Caramba and Robbie Alvarado. I Caramba rolls right on by. I Caramba will win it. Mr. O'Brien settles for second. Looks like Cottage up for third over Keep Cool.
Ay Caramba with a nice victory, 2+ lengths. This guy had been just a step below some of the really good graded stakes type horses in New York. Bobby Frankel sending him to the second string, and it's turned out to be a very nice racehorse, rallying in a short horse field to win over Mr. O'Brien, with Cottage finishing third. The winner, Ay Caramba, is a bay 5-year-old son of Roy Normand from One for the Road by Gadir. He was bred in Brazil by the Aras Doce Vale and is owned by Patricia Bozano. Trained by Bobby Frankel and ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado, Ay Caramba covers the mile and an eighth at Delaware in 1 minute, 48 seconds flat. We're going to continue now with stakes racing out of town at Philadelphia, where on Monday they contested the $750,000 Grade 2 Pennsylvania Derby, a huge field of 3-year-olds. Let's head down to Philadelphia for the Pennsylvania Derby.
And they're off in the 27th Pennsylvania Derby. Tanny Baru comes bouncing out after the lead. United there at the inside along with Quadrant. Those 3 are abreast through the opening furlong. Sun King from the outside up to be 4th. Golden Rainbow into the early action between horses 5th. It's Time to Smile with a spot down inside 6th. Network is 7th in the early going. 3 wide is Letterman's Humor at 8th. Smokescreen is 9th, followed next by Quiet Money. Then toward the back is Anthony J. The trailers are Southern Africa, Real Dandy, and Indy Storm. They head to the back stretch. The pace is strong, 22 and 3. It is United up front. Tony Black has United on the lead. On top now, a length and a half with 5.5 furlongs to go. Tanny Baru will stalk him on the outside second. It's about 3 back to Quadrant, who's at the inside third by a neck. Sun King continues to race on the outside. He's 4th and is now beginning to gain from about 4 lengths out of it. Golden Rainbow is down at the rail next. Smokescreen is moving up in between horses. Network is gaining ground on the far outside. They went the half in 46 and 2. They have 3.5 furlongs to go, and Tanny Baru quickly makes his run for the lead. Tanny Baru now on top, a length and a half. On the inside, here comes Quadrant now. On the outside, Sun King is there. Golden Rainbow also into contention. Smokescreen is closing ground from the back of the pack. Network is to his outside. Sun King able to wrest the lead from Tanny Baru. They're at the top of the stretch, and Sun King has the lead. It's Sun King on top, a length and a half. Tanny Baru now trying to hold second. Off the rail, Golden Rainbow offering no response. On the outside, it's Southern Africa, but Sun King past the 8th pole now by 3. Network is giving us all. Southern Africa, Real Dandy on the far outside, but they're all watching Sun King. Sun King well clear as they come down to the finish. It will be Sun King. Sun King strides under the line, a 3.5 length winner. Photo for second between Smokescreen and Southern Africa.
Sun King, and probably a smart move by Nick Zito not to push this guy into the Travers. He was very good earlier on this year, a little bit disappointing in a couple of his preps for the Triple Crown, but he had run a couple of nice ones and obviously had a good one in him here with a nice move from just off the pace. He sat right behind the early fractions here and made a nice move, drawing clear by an easy 4.5 lengths as the favorite, part of the favorite entry, but clearly he was the half of the entry taking most of the money. Southern Africa, a nice effort to finish second, a nose in front of Smokescreen, both of those two rallying very strongly from well back off the pace. The winner, Sun King, is a dark bay or brown 3-year-old son of Charismatic from Clever But Costly by Clever Trick. He was bred in Kentucky by Cambridge Farm and James Daniel Conway, owned by Tracy Farmer trained by Nick Zito and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Sun King completes the mile in an eighth at Philly in 1:49 and 2. We're going to head to Monmouth Park now in the running of the Sorority Stakes, $100,000 for 2-year-old fillies. Let's head to Monmouth and Saturday's running of the Sorority.
They're racing in the Sorority. And Pure Disco goes right out to the front. Pure Disco to the lead from Dazzling Dot. Unobstructed View on the inside is away running in third. Then it's 10 Halos, followed by Wild Gams Fantast. Gap of 2 to Maggie Slew. Magic Skiers right there. Keeneland Cat did not have the best of breaks and is near the back of the pack early, along with Color Me In and Plutonic. And they run by a quarter in 21 and 4/5 seconds. So it's a fast pace into the turn. And Pure Disco is setting that clip in front by a length and a half. Dazzling Dot second, Unobstructed View third along the rail. 10 Halos follows fourth, 3 off the lead. 2 lengths farther back to Wild Gams Fantast on the inside. Keeneland Cat's got to do better, 7 lengths off the lead. Then Maggie Slew down at the rail, Color Me In and Plutonic. In the back of the pack as they come to the top of the stretch is Magic Skier, a 45 flat half mile. Pure Disco still there coming to the 8th pole, trying to hold off Unobstructed View at the fence, and they're followed by Dazzling Dot. And on the far outside, Keeneland Cat has kicked it in, and here comes Keeneland Cat with a rush on the outside, and she's going to win the Sorority going away, and she ran huge. Unobstructed View was second, and then Pure Disco.
Keeneland Cat picking up the victory here, despite the Monmouth Park racetrack. It was a Keeneland named filly getting a nice victory at 3.5 to 1 over the favorite Unobstructed View. A filly had broken her maiden for Todd Pletcher right here at Saratoga. Pure Disco, the early pace setter at almost 60 to 1, holds on for third. The winner, Keeneland Cat, is a chestnut, daughter of Hennessy from Meadow Victory by O'Geigen, bred in Kentucky by Liberation Farm, Aratus Thoroughbreds, and Select Broodmare Fund, owned by George and Laurie Hall, trained by Kelly Breen and ridden to victory by Stu Elliott. Keeneland Cat covers the 6 furlongs at Monmouth in 1:11 flat. We're going to continue with out-of-town racing by heading to Monday's running at River Downs of the Miller Lite Cradle Stakes. An interesting race in that last year it certainly yielded some nice runners, including Bellamy Road. It's an early mile and a 16th, 2 turns for the juveniles. Let's head out to River Downs and the Cradle.
And they're off. All off to a good start. Laity is flashing speed. Spots Gone will join him. Rocket Beauty is crossing over. Acts Like a King, the local hope, is in the mix early on as they make their way around the turn. 2 lengths back to Dawn of War, followed by Warrior Within. A gap of 3 more to Pippa Cayente. And Groovy Devils at the back of the pack. 10 lengths in behind Laity. Laity is in charge as they round the turn onto the backstretch. Laity takes him through an opening quarter of 23 and 3. Spots Gone moves up yet again to prompt the pace. A length and a half farther back to Acts Like a King, who's rating just off the top pair in third, and 2.5 more to Rocket Beauty in fourth. Dawn of War is a patient fifth, about 5 off the lead, relaxed at the rail, racing about 2.5 lengths clear of Warrior Within. Next we find Pipa Cayente, and 8 lengths back to the long shot Groovy Devil. The half goes in 47 seconds flat. It's a solid pace as they leave the backstretch and head on to the far turn, and Laity is setting it. Laity is a length to the good. Spots Gone looks to move up yet again. Acts Like a King is on the outside, and there goes Dawn of War. Dawn of War is up the rail, gets the racing room he needs now as they move to the top of the lane. Farther back it's Warrior Within, followed by Rocket Beauty. Another 5-length separation to find Pippa Cayente, and the very distant trailer is Groovy Devil, but it's Laity in front at the top of the stretch. 6 furlongs in 1:10 and 4, and Laity is leading it by 3 lengths. Dawn of War is under the whip, chasing in second, but racing erratically. Acts Like a King is full out on the outside, but losing ground in third. Laity is taking off. It's Laity in front by 7 lengths, and they're not going to catch him. Laity is going to go on to score in the Miller Lite Cradle Stakes by about 8 lengths at the end. Dawn of War settles for second. Acts Like a King was third. Warrior Within was fourth.
Laity picking up a nice victory here. Frank Brothers has got a couple of very nice 2-year-olds. Laity at 4-1 with the pedigree to stretch out. A son of Pulpit, 11 3/4 widening lengths under Corey Lannery. Dawn of War finishing second. Acts Like a King running third. Now this year we didn't have quite as many horses, for example, shipping after breaking their maiden in New York as we have in some of the other years, but this was a very nice victory for Laity. On the front end every step of the way. Laity is a bay colt, a 2-year-old son of Pulpit from Tour by 49er. Bred in Kentucky by Claiborne Farm and owned by Claiborne, trained by Frank Brothers, who of course also has First Samurai, ridden to victory by Corey Lannery. Laity covers the mile in his 16th. A very good time for 2-year-olds, 1 minute, 43 seconds flat. We're going to pause now for a brief commercial message, and when we return, we're going to be heading out of town to Southern California and racing action from Del Mar. Please stay with us.
It is by far the best breeding and racing incentive program in all of North America, and it just keeps getting bigger and better. Combined purses, incentives, and awards are expected to top $45 million in 2005. And with additional anticipated revenue from VLTs at Aqueduct in 2006, the program is poised to soar to even greater heights. If you're an owner, if you're a breeder, get with the program, because you've just got to have New York breds.
Hi, I'm Tom Hammond, here to tell you about the leading provider of research dollars to promote the health and safety of horses. The Grayson Jockey Club Research Foundation has donated more than $10 million to universities to develop solutions for a wide range of injuries and diseases in horses of all breeds. Anyone with a love of horses can become a member of Grayson Jockey Club, and your dues will provide additional progress. Contact the foundation and learn how you can become a member. It'll be a favor to your horses and mine.
Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now in Southern California racing action, continuing at Del Mar, beginning on Saturday with the Palomar Breeders' Cup for older fillies and mares on the turf. Let's head to California and the running of the Palomar.
That. And away they go. All 5 coming away smoothly. Ticker Tape intent on getting the early lead, and Ticker Tape bursts away early. Intercontinental taken to the outside with Captagon up alongside of her. Then we drop back to Amarama, content to go back into 4th, and Cotopaxi's the trailer. Past the stands first time round, and Intercontinental taking a real strong hold here. She's fighting against Jerry Bailey and going on to lead them. Carries her head high into the turn though. Captagon content to let her go on, and Ticker Tape in the 3rd spot, 2.5 off the leader. Then we come back another 4 lengths to Amarama. Cotopaxi is 12 off them. Past the 3/4 pole they go, and Intercontinental still got a strong hold out here, leads at 3 parts of a length. Captagon is right there in 2nd, a length and a half to Ticker Tape in 3rd. Amarama still just biding her time in 4th. She's a good 8 banks off the leaders, and then 3.5 to Cotopaxi. They have a half-mile left to go, and Intercontinental taken on early by Captagon. Not going to get any breathers out here. Those two go into the turn stride for stride. A length and a half to Ticker Tape in with a big shot from 3rd. 5 back to Amarama. Cotopaxi's far back. 5/16 to go. Intercontinental on the outside. Captagon. Ticker Tape sent after her, and here comes Amarama with her run from 4th. They turn for home. Intercontinental, Captagon between them. Ticker Tape on the grandstand side, and then Amarama. Homeward bound, Intercontinental. Ticker Tape up alongside Intercontinental's going home gamely though. Ticker Tape, Amarama coming with a late run, but Intercontinental shook them all off. And Intercontinental wins the Palomar. Amarama got up 2nd, then Ticker Tape, Captagon, and Cotopaxi was last.
Intercontinental and Jerry Bailey picking up a win in rather unusual fashion. She was quite rank early. In fact, flipping her head looked like a little Pez dispenser going into the first turn. Jerry having a handful of horse, but he was able to settle her down. Had plenty left to kick clear by a length and a half from Amarama, as Ticker Tape, who made a nice bid on the turn, has to settle for 3rd. The winner, Intercontinental, is a 5-year-old bay mare, a daughter of Dane Hill from Hasili by Chiasi. She was bred in Great Britain by the Juddmonte Farm, owned by the breeder, trained by Bobby Frankel, ridden to victory by Jerry Bailey. Intercontinental covers the mile in his 16th of the Palomar at Del Mar in 1:39 and 4. Right back out to Del Mar and right back to the turf course for the Del Mar Breeders' Cup Handicap, a mile on the turf for older horses. Let's head back to California, the running of the Del Mar.
And away they go. Wild Buddy bounces out the gate and goes straight to the lead. On the outside, Sam Fawley is right there, and Siren Lure in the white colours. We All Love Elena settles down fourth, Toasted behind that. Here's the favourite, Three Valleys, coming through at the rail in the pink cap. Willie is only 3 lengths off the leaders. Zagani's taken back third last. Geronimo is 7 lengths off these leaders, and that leaves Just Wonder last. 3/4 of a mile to go now, and out on the lead is Wild Buddy at a good pace. On the outside of Wild Buddy, we have Siren Lure has gone up to race in second. We All Love Elena third, and Sam Fawley's in fourth. Then back to Willie. Three Valleys and the pink cap at the rail, 4 lengths off the leaders, 2.5 to Toasted. Geronimo still 7 off the leader, been followed by Sagani and Just Wonder. They have a half mile left to go, and Wild Buddy still shows the way to Siren Lure. Sam Fawley on the outside. We All Love Elena tucked in fourth. Three Valleys in between horses. Willie's going to have to go wide on the outside. Geronimo now 4.5 off the leaders. Toasted, then Just Wonder. Sagani is 9 off them. They come into the top of the lane. Wild Buddy goes on. Siren Lure. Now Three Valleys in the pink cap comes to take them on. We All Love Elena looking desperately for somewhere to go, and then Willie homeward bound. Three Valleys on the grandstand side. Siren Lure between them. On the inside, Wild Buddy. We All Love Elena has room at the rail, and We All Love Elena now coming fast. We All Love Elena. Three Valleys on the outside. Three Valleys. We All Love Elena. Very, very close. Three Valleys. We All Love Elena. Hit it together. Wild Buddy right there third.
Three Valleys, very impressive in victory by only a nose, as the odds-on choice under P-Val. Pat Valenzuela just getting there in time from We All Love Elena. Long shot, Wild Buddy, the pace setter, holds on and keeps in pretty good position considering how quickly he went early. He did hold on quite nicely at 33-1 to finish third. The winner, Three Valleys, is a 4-year-old chestnut colt, a son of Diocese from Skiable by Ninisky, bred in Kentucky by Juddmont Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by Bobby Frankel. This is all sounding very familiar. Three Valleys sets a new course record for 1 mile on a very firm Del Mar turf course, 132-1. Going to head right back to that Del Mar turf course and the running of the Del Mar Derby. This is for 3-year-olds. It's a grade 2, $400,000. Let's head back to California, the running of the Del Mar Derby on Monday.
And away they go. Shamoan out fast from the outside gate, and Orbit's Whirl began well as well, but Will-O-Wisp wants the lead, and Will-O-Wisp sprints away from now. Along the inside, Positive Prize goes up at joint second. Alongside of that is High Limit, and Eastern Sand is in the vanguard as well. Here's El Roblar settling down at joint fourth, 4 lengths off the leaders. Been followed then by Arcady. Shamoan dropped back third last. Now in behind that, Orbit's World. The Crux is last, but only 7 lengths would cover them all. They run to the 3/4 pole, and Will-O-Wisp sets his own pace. It's a sensible 1-2. He has a 1.5 length advantage to Eastern Sand in second. On the outside is High Limit in the pink colours third. Down at the rail comes Positive Prize. Al Roblar is fifth, 5 off the leader, been followed by Tedo. In behind that comes Ossity and Shamoan, and then we come back to Orbit's World, and Bacrux is still last, 8 lengths off the lead. They run to the half mile in the Del Mar Derby. Will-O-Wisp, nice and relaxed out here, leads at 1.25 lengths. In the second spot is Eastern Sand. High Limit goes to turn the pressure on. Now they're turning it on early into the far turn. Al Roblar is fourth, going to have to go wide. Then comes Tedo. Down at the rail, Positive Prizes, 5 off them. Then comes Ossity, Samoan. Bacrux is still second last, 8 off the leaders. At the back is Orbit's World. Top of the lane now, and Will-O-Wisp goes on with it. Will-O-Wisp tough. He has a 1.5 lengths advantage, and he's kicking on. In the second spot is Eastern Sand. On the inside of Eastern Sand, here comes Ossity with a nice run now, and Tedo at the rail. Will-O-Wisp tough on the lead, though. Ossity on the outside, and Tedo down at the rail. Will-O-Wisp keeps on finding. The more they asked, the more he gave, and Will-O-Wisp wins the Del Mar Derby. Tedo was second with Ossity right there. Then came Eastern Sand, and Bacrux ran on for fifth.
Will-O-Wisp proving once again that this is an extremely firm turf course with yet another course record, but obviously they haven't had any rain out in Southern California. The course is very, very firm, but Will-O-Wisp, a nice front-running, romping effort here at just under 3-1. Tito finishing well to finish second, a nose in front of Ossity, who has really developed into a very nice turf horse in the 3-year-old division out in California. The winner, Willow O'Wisp, is a bay 3-year-old gelded son of Misnomer from Willow Woodman by Woodman, bred in Florida by Fred W. Pace and owned by Robert Alexander, trained by Vladimir Sarin, and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. Yet another record on the turf course as Willow O'Wisp completes the mile and an eighth on the Del Mar turf in 1:45 and 4. From Del Mar to Finger Lakes, we are going to take a look at a couple of stakes races from Finger Lakes on Monday, beginning with the New York Oaks. New York bred fillies running for $75,000. Let's head to the lakes in the New York Oaks.
They're off in the 20th running of the New York Oaks, and coming right out, Line Memory, Carlo, between horses, Millie LaFerre, BB. On the outside, Sensational, far out, Stonefield South, and moving through into the rail, Brush Me On now getting through. And Brush Me On gets the rail, pokes ahead in front, Carlo alongside the battle in second. There's another length back to Line Memory, third, Stonefield South fourth. A Rose for Chris, fifth on the outside. Stone Cold Look is down on the rail. Millie LaFerre, BB, and at the back of the pack, Sensational, an opening quarter 23 and 3, and they start the long run up the backstretch. On the rail, Brush Me On, pokes ahead in front, moves away a half a length now. Carlo stays alongside to prompt the leader. Better than 2, A Rose for Chris is third, 3 lengths, Line Memory fourth. Sensational getting ungeared, making a run up on the outside fifth. Millie LaFerre, BB, Stone Cold Look on the rail, and Stonefield South, a half, 46 and 3 to make the way around the turn. Brush Me On skims the rail 3/4 of a length. Carlo continues to pressure in second. Another 2. Sensational has made up a lot of ground and has moved up into third. Line Memory fourth. A Rose for Chris on the outside fifth. Millie LaFerre, BB sixth. 3/4, 111 and 3, and they come to the top of the stretch in the New York Oaks. Brush Me On has the lead, the one to catch. Carlo is second. Here comes Line Memory on the outside with a late run, and Millie LaFerre, BB. Carlo now comes on to take the lead, and Carlo with left-handed urging by Joey Badamo on the outside. A late rush coming on, Line Memory. Carlo holds ahead, Line Memory, and Millie LaFerre, BB.
Carlo and Joey Badamo, a nice victory here. This was a head effort, a very game try. She was on the lead, tussling for the lead in the 4-path, really pressing the pace nicely in from Saratoga, where she had won last time out, and a bit of an upset here, taking quite a bit of money to beat Line Memory with Millie LaFerre, BB, at 80-1, completing the exacta. The winner, Carlo, is a 3-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Forever Silver, from Folly Go Rightly by Distinctive Pro, bred by Dr. Kerry Shapoff in New York and owned by Seahorse Stable, trained by Carl Grossmark and ridden to victory by Jose Badamo. Carlo covers the mile and a 16th at Finger Lakes in 1:45 and 2. Right back out to the lakes now for more New York bred action in the New York Breeders' Futurity. 2-year-olds running for a pretty nice purse, $150,000. Let's head back to Finger Lakes and the running of the New York Breeders' Futurity.
They're off in the 43rd running of the New York Breeders' Fraternity as they come out of the chute onto the main track. And Sharp Humor is quick to the front. Classic Pack on the outside in second. In between horses, Strummer has rushed up third along the rail. Smart Chance now has moved through. On the far outside, Fly to Me has picked it up. And at the back of the pack is Short Wave. Zipping a quarter in 22 flat. Classic Pack has come on to poke ahead in front and moves away 3/4 of a length. Sharp Humor skims the rails second. Smart Chance is a length and a half back in third. Fly to Me swings up wide to the outside fourth. The rest of the field is back 5 to Strummer and a Short Wave. As they come to the top of the stretch of the New York Breeders' Fraternity, they flashed a half in 45 flat. And Classic Pack is all alone on the front end and opens up by 5-6, pouring it on. Fly to Me with a big effort comes on in second. Sharp Humor is third. Another 3, Smart Chance to the wire. An easy victory. Classic Pack wins the New York Breeders' Fraternity by better than 8. Fly to Me is second and Sharp Humor third.
Classic Pack and Pablo Fregoso out for the ride, romping by 9+ lengths over Fly to Me with the favored Sharp Humor, not able to get to the lead, vying early and having to settle for third. A little surprised that this race came up with such a short field, considering how many New York breds had broken their maidens and looked like they might be looking for a spot to run. But nonetheless, a nice effort on the front end by Classic Pack. The winner, Classic Pack, is a 2-year-old bay son of Regal Classic from 3-Pack by Stacked Pack. Bred in New York by John T. Becker and owned by the breeder, trained by Ramon Hernandez and ridden to victory by Pablo Fregoso. Classic Pack covers the 6 furlongs at Finger Lakes in 109 and 4. We are going to pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at the final week stakes racing action from Saratoga. Please stay with us.
This year, many thoroughbreds, no longer able to compete, will join the ranks of racing's homeless. Since 1982, the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation and its supporters have been providing help and hope for those in need, creating opportunities where once there were none. The TRF, together with the racing industry, is meeting the challenge, taking care of their own. Yesterday's innovative concepts, combining the TRF's rescue mission with educational and rehabilitation goals, have become today's life-saving success stories and a track record of unsurpassed growth. Safely retired thoroughbreds are now enjoying second careers, bringing responsibility, healing, and purpose to the lives of those who need it most. With your help, we can continue our saving mission, ensuring many more horses the welcome home they so richly deserve.
Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now with the final week stakes racing action from Saratoga. We're going to go all the way back to last Monday, the 29th of August 1st, and the Ballston Spa Breeders' Cup for older fillies and mares at 1 1/16 on the turf. Let's head to Saratoga and the running of the Ballston Spa.
And they're off. And it's Lentil raking on top. Stupendous misses there. Cape Puntual on the far outside. Lorena toward the rail. Into the first turn. Lentil to be the leader. Stupendous miss on the outside. Runs second in the early going here. Lorena tucked away neatly in behind the lead and at the hedge and running in third. Cape Puntual is fourth. Finery is fifth. 4 lengths back to the favorite Alinghi. Alinghi is running in 6th position, better than 10 lengths from the lead. A break of another 2.5 lengths back to Delta Princess, followed on the inside by Spring Season. And just to their outside is Snowdrops. At the back of the pack, Cloak of Vagueness and Risk Averse. Spread out behind a very sharp pace. 22 and 3 was the opening quarter for Lentil. Lorena right up on that hot pace. Stupendous Miss is close to it too, running in 3rd position. The half in 45 and 4/5 seconds. Cape Puntual is racing 4th, followed by Finery 5th. 2.5 lengths back. Alinghi still racing in 6th position, still with a lot to do. She's about 9 lengths from the lead. Moving right alongside her, there goes Delta Princess. Around the far turn, Alinghi's been asked to pick it up now. She's moving very quickly. Coming to the top of the stretch, it is Cape Puntual coming with a 3-wide sweep after the lead. Lorena is right there. And down toward the inside, Lentil is given way. Alinghi's in the clear. A clear shot at the lead as they come into the final furlong. Cape Puntual in front. And now a tap for Alinghi. Here's Alinghi on the outside, and now she's got the lead. It is Alinghi in front. Cape Puntual is second, followed by Finery and Delta Princess. Alinghi's North American debut is successful. Wins by a length. There's a 3-way photo for second here among Delta Princess, Finery, and Cape Puntual.
Alinghi making her an American debut, a winning one at a 1.25 length advantage over Cape Puntual, with Delta Princess rallying from off the pace as is her usual running style to finish a solid 3rd. The winner, Alinghi, a dominant middle distance horse on the obviously on the turf down in Australia. Came to the United States with much fanfare earlier this year, has been in the care of Bobby Frankel, who spotted her beautifully, had some trouble finding a race for her, but here got a full field nonetheless to line up against her, and she showed her stuff with a quick move into contention on the far turn and dominating by a 1.25 lengths easily under Edgar Prado. The winner, Alinghi, is a 4-year-old dark Bayer Brown, daughter of Encosta del Lago from Ocean Fast by Mont Bleu, bred by Piney Ridge Limited in Australia, owned by John Nocera, John Lever, and Alan Jones, trained by Bobby Frankel and ridden to victory by Edgar Prado. Alinghi covers the mile in a 16th on the Saratoga Turf Course in 1:40 and 1. We're going to head right back to Saratoga now for the running of the Saratoga Dew, a restricted stakes race for New York bred fillies going a mile and an eighth. Let's head to Saratoga, the running of the Saratoga Dew.
And they're off. Judy Soda very anxious there. And so too South Wing, who's racing to the lead. South Wing to the lead as they race for the first turn. Judy Soda just up on the outside to run second as they hit the first turn. Bundle of Roses third, So Sweet a Cat is fourth. Fait Accompli and Mother Sacrifice the trailer. South Wing opens up 5 in the first quarter mile and opens up a 6-length lead. South Wing through a quarter mile and 23 seconds flat. A very enterprising race here for South Wing, who's got an 8-length lead as they enter the backstretch. And then it's Judy Soda, who is a distant second. So Sweet a Cat is third. Bundle of Roses at the fence in fourth. Fait Accompli, the trailer is Mother's Sacrifice. And the leader is South Wing, whose lead is about 8 lengths midway down the backstretch run. Judy Soda relatively unhurried. The half went in a bruising 46 and 1/5 seconds for the front runner here. The lead's still about 8 lengths with 4 furlongs to go. South Wing in front. And Judy Soda getting closer quickly. 4 lengths behind now, 3 lengths behind as they round the far turn. And then So Sweet a Cat now running in third. Midway around the far turn, South Wing, the lead is now dwindled to a length. Judy Soda runs second coming to the top of the stretch. And then it's So Sweet a Cat third. 3 lengths back to Fait Accompli fourth, Mother's Sacrifice, and Bundle of Roses. The field turns for home. It's still South Wing. Top of the stretch, South Wing, a tap or two from Jorge Chavez, trying to gut it out for another 1/8 of a mile. But here's Judy Soda, and Judy Soda's now in front. And here's So Sweet a Cat, who's now second with 1 furlong to go. Judy Soda in front, So Sweet a Cat full out driving a length behind as they come down to the finish. It's Judy Soda, So Sweet a Cat. Here's the weigher. Judy Soda got it by a half a length over So Sweet a Cat. The front runner South Wing wound up third, and Fait Accompli.
Judy Soda looking to really improve her position within the New York bred filly ranks here. She had run some good ones, including a first place finish before a disqualification on the undercard of the Belmont. Here returns with a 3/4 of a length victory over So Sweet a Cat. South Wing opening up a huge margin, trying to pull a Saratoga Dew and win one on the front end. She was not able to do so, faltering and finishing third. The winner, Judy Soda, a bay filly, a 4-year-old daughter of Personal Flag from Nikki Tootsie by Wacoit, was bred by Scott Solar in New York, owned by the breeder, trained by Tommy Bush, and ridden to victory by Edgar Prado. Judy Soda covers the mile and an eighth at the Spa in 1:52 flat. Due to weather conditions, unfortunately, the Grade 1 New York Turf Riders was postponed from Wednesday to Friday. They did run this race, the National Steeplechase Association Grade 1 New York Turf Riders for older steeplechase horses on Friday as the first race. Let's head back to Saratoga and join the New York Turf Riders in progress.
Heading for that clubhouse fence. Paradise's Boss up and over. They all took that fence fairly well. Paradise's Boss runs along in second position. And the early leaders, Say What You See, is a drop back a spot or two. On the inside, Mauritania now being asked for a bit more to stay within close striking range of Praise the Prince. And then it's Understood, who races in fifth position, followed by 3 Carat, Moulahen. Hirapour's gotten a bit closer to the front runners now as they begin their run up the backstretch the final time. Hirapour running on strongly at the back of the pack, now only about 5 lengths from Praise the Prince, who's up and over with the lead. Praise the Prince, Paradise's Boss, 3 Carat. 3 Carat with a big move down the backstretch run. Now in good striking position is 3 Carat as they race for that final fence. There goes Understood, and Hirapour is only 2 lengths from the front now. Around the far turn, Paradise's Boss is taken over. But there goes 3 Carat with a bold move after the lead. And Hirapour is now third, and Understood is fourth. 3 lengths back to Partiers, who advances to fifth as Praise the Prince drops out of it. Coming to the top of the stretch, 3 Carat is sprinting to that lead by a half a length. On the inside, Paradise's Boss. And then it's Understood and Hirapur. And now they come down to this final fence here as Partiers moves into contention late. Here's the final fence. Hirapur up and over first. Hirapur the leader. 3 Carat battling on. Understood is third. And they're coming down to the finish. And it's going to be Hirapur with Matthew McCarron aboard to win the New York Turf Riders Cup by 3 lengths over 3 Carat. Partiers was third, and Understood was fourth.
Hirapur getting a very impressive victory, and this horse really was moving like a winner for a good portion of the race. He was galloping along easily under Matt McCarron. Very confident ride, and he was able to kick clear impressively by almost 4 lengths as the favorite over Long Shots, 3 Carats, and Party Airs, both of whom ran quite well. Party Airs, you may remember, had opened up an enormous lead in his prior race, this time running nicely from off the pace to finish third. The winner, Hirapur, is a 9-year-old bay gelding, a son of Kayasi from Himaya by Mukhar. He was bred in Ireland by His Highness the Aga Khan Stud and is owned by Eldon Farm, trained by Paul Fout, and ridden to victory by Matt McCarron. Reigning champion Hirapur covers the 2 miles and 3 furlongs in 4 minutes 24 and 1. We're going to continue now on the Saratoga turf with the running of the P.G. Johnson Stakes, a restricted race for 2-year-old fillies on the grass at 1 1/16. Let's head back to Friday in the running of the P.G. Johnson.
And they're off. Ready to talk. She's Adios. Toward the outside is My Interpretation, making their way for the first turn, and it is Ready to Talk. A narrow lead. Madam Music right there down on the inside second. So those two vying for the early lead, but they're in no real hurry at this early juncture. Southern Protocol moves the third. Chiadios is fourth. My Interpretation up close to this easy pace in 5th position. Dr. Jess Jr. is 6th. May Night is 7th. Omi Princess races 8th. Dress to Kill is 9th. And Follow My Dream trails the field. They waltz through an opening quarter in 24 and 2/5 seconds. Up the backstretch run, Madam Music matching strides with Ready to Talk. Just in behind, tucked away at the inside, Southern Protocol. My Interpretation riding comfortably alongside her. A break of another 4 back to an unhurried She's Adios. Another 2.5 length break back to Dr. Jess Jr. now running in 6th. And then it's May Night 7th, Omi Princess, Dress to Kill, and Follow My Dream. 49 and 1 was the opening half mile. A pokey pace here for both Madam Music and Ready to Talk. They've shared the lead through easy fractions. Not far behind, My Interpretation, poised in third. Southern Protocol fourth toward the inside. She's Adios is called on for run, still 4 lengths from the lead. May Night is right there, only about 4.5 lengths from the lead as the field turns for home. Madam Music Ready to Talk. My Interpretation set to pounce on them from the outside. Southern Protocol bottled up at the hedge, and they're coming into the final furlong. My Interpretation roused to the lead here by Richard Migliore in the final furlong with that lead. Dress to Kill. Here comes May Night, charging hard on the outside. My Interpretation and May Night and My Interpretation. May Night got it by a length on the line. My Interpretation second, Dress to Kill third, Southern Protocol was fourth.
May Night making her turf debut, her route race debut, and getting the job done in a pretty nice race here. A very impressive fashion by a length. A busy ride under Robbie Alvarado to hustle her up to the front in the shadow of the wire, catching My Interpretation, who looked like a winner at the top of the stretch. Dress to Kill, another horse in here without a victory to her credit, but a very nice, impressive performance in her career debut. Rallies from well off the pace to finish third at 10-1. The winner, May Night, is a chestnut 2-year-old daughter of Gulch from Riverginsky by Riverman, bred in Florida by Luis de Hechavarria, owned by Fred Seitz, trained by Fred Seitz. And interestingly enough, this was, I believe, his first victory as a trainer, his first stakes victory, a name very familiar to a number of people who follow the world of breeding, as he has been much involved in breeding and horse sales for a number of years. Recently took out his trainer's license, and a nice way to get things started with May Night. Ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado, she completes the mile in the 16th on the Saratoga turf in 1:44 and 3. Right back to Saratoga, the turf course, and 2-year-olds with the With Anticipation on Saturday. Once again, a mile in the 16th, restricted for 2-year-old non-winners of a stake. Let's head back to Saratoga, the With Anticipation.
And they're off. From the outside, Metro Meteor racing to get to that early lead as Trading Pro is backed off. Streamcat at the rail. So from his outside post, Metro Meteor clears the field into that first turn, but still a bit wide going into the turn. Metro Meteor out there now by a length and a half, with Streamcat running along second on the inside, Trading Pro on the outside third, followed by Jimmy Jammer, who's now fourth. Then Emerson Gold races in fifth position, followed on the outside by Unbridled Behavior. Perfect Cruise is hard held about 8 lengths from the lead now. Mr. Z's alongside that one. Long Island Iced Tea was off last. Church Service is allowed to trail the field in the early going here. Metro Meteor allowed to lead through a quarter in 24 2/5 seconds. Little pressure from Trading Pro. Trading Pro has to pick it up a bit midway down the backstretch run. Then on the inside, Streamcat is third, followed by Jimmy Jammer. Long Island Iced Tea makes a move, but a 4-wide move going into the far turn. The half went in 50 2/5 seconds. The pace has been a crawl around the far turn. There goes Trading Pro up to grab that lead away from Metro Meteor. Metro Meteor comes right back. Jimmy Jammer fights on in between those two in third. Long Island Iced Tea is fourth. Streamcat's had a good trip so far. Right there in behind the lead is Streamcat now. Then Mr. Z, Church Service, swings into action on the far outside. Immersed in Gold down on the rail. 1 furlong to go. Metro Meteor sprinting. Metro Meteor in front. Here comes Streamcat, charging hard as they come down to the final 100 yards. Metro Meteor all out. Streamcat up to take the lead. Streamcat streaks under the wire to win it by a length and a half. Pace-setting Metro Meteor was second, followed by Immersed in Gold third, and Church Service fourth.
It was yet another maiden and another turf debut, another route debut, with Streamcat picking up an impressive length and a half romping win over the very game Metro Meteor, a son of City Zip, who moved on to the turf course for the first time and almost pulled off a shocker at almost 30-1. Immersed in Gold rallies from just off the pace to finish third, and disappointing in here was the favorite Church Service, who did act a little bit nervous and got a little bit worked up just prior to the running of this race. The winner, Streamcat, a dark bay or brown 2-year-old son of Black Minaloosh from Watercourse by Irish River, was bred in Kentucky by Matthews Breeding and Racing Limited, owned by Fab Oaks Stable, Bobby Hurley, and Team Derby Dream Stable, trained by Pat B. and Cone. Another one with lovely pedigree to move on to the turf. Streamcat covers the mile and a 16th under Gary Stevens in 1:45.1. Right back to Saratoga now for the Grade 1, 7 furlong, 4 ago. Unfortunately, a short field running here, but a pretty good and competitive, evenly matched field. Let's head back to Saratoga, the Grade 1, 4 go.
And they're off. And it's Yankee Man who breaks on top. Battle One there toward the inside. Yankee Man out for the early lead. And Battle One runs in second. Forest Danger. Forest Danger in a bit tight on the rail, back in third. Mass Media is fourth. Keep the Faith in between those two. Silver Wagon trails the field. Battle One comes through on the inside of Yankee Man to take the lead. Forest Danger not far behind. They knocked off a quarter in 22-1. Racing to the half-mile pole. Battle One in front, 3/4 of a length. Yankee Man with them on the outside second. Forest Danger just in behind. Mass Media is only 2.5 lengths from the lead now. Keep the Faith is tailing off in fifth. Silver Wagon still trails the field. Around the far turn, Battle One, still a narrow lead. Yankee Man right there. 44-4 was the half mile. Mass Media has Forest Danger pinned down on the inside fourth. Coming to the top of the stretch. Battle One the leader with 2 furlongs to go. Mass Media rolls up on the outside. Yankee Man in between those two. Forest Danger is sputtering. Silver Wagon on the far outside now fourth. 1 furlong to go. And it's Battle One in front. Battle One by a neck. Mass Media right there. Mass Media, Battle One. Nip and tuck, 100 yards to go. Silver Wagon closing third. 50 yards out. Mass Media short lead. Mass Media won. Over a tough customer in Battle One. Silver Wagon was third.
Mass Media, the longest shot on the board at just over 14-1. Just over 15-1, picks up the victory here from off the pace. The pace was a sharp one. Silver Wagon, who I thought was going to be the one to take advantage, was a little too far back after having a little bit of trouble at the start, but certainly Mass Media in the right position on the racetrack under a terrific ride by Javier Castellano to get by the Game Battle 1 Silver Wagon, picking up the pieces to finish in the 3rd spot. The winner, Mass Media, Dark Bear Brown, 4-year-old son of Touch Gold from Sultry Allure by 49er, was bred in Kentucky by Live Oak Stud, owned by Gary and Mary West Stables, trained by Bobby Frankel, and ridden to victory by Javier Castellano. Mass Media runs the 7 furlongs at Saratoga in 1:22 and 2. Back to the Saratoga turf for Sunday's feature stake, the Saranac, for 3-year-olds going long on the grass. Let's head back to the Spa, the running of the Saranac.
And they're off. Masami jumped up right at the break, cost them a length or two. And as they move by us for the first time, no one's really anxious for the lead here. Chestertown Slew will share the early lead with Jambalaya. Woodlander reined in to run back in 3rd. Port Chester is 4th. And then there's a break of 3 lengths back. Zurich 5th on the outside. Palladio is 6th in the early going. Silver Whistle is 7th, followed by Crown Point. And the early trailer is Meswami, who missed the break. So they make their way around the clubhouse turn. The opening quarter went in 23 4/5 seconds, and Chestertown Slew is on an uncontested early lead. Jambalaya sitting chilly 2nd. Woodlander tugs his way up. Woodlander onto a hold by Edgar Pato, 3rd on the inside. Port Chester's alongside him in 4th. Then Zurich, Silver Whistle, Palladio, Crown Point, and Meswami. Down the backstretch run, and Chestertown Slew got away with an opening half mile of 48 2/5 seconds. Jambalaya still sitting 2nd. Woodlander just on the inside of Port Chester. Zurich is moving comfortably, while 5th. The gray Silver Whistle is 6th. Palladio is 7th, but only about 6 lengths from the lead as they enter the far turn. Then Crown Point and Meswami on the far turn now after 3/4 in 1:13 flat. Chestertown Slew still holding that lead. Jambalaya has moved alongside and did it willingly. And here's Port Chester, who's driving up to join them 3rd. And Silver Whistle is going to be spun 4 wide 4th. Woodlander and Zurich just in behind that wall of front runners as they race into the stretch. Chestertown Slew under the whip. Jambalaya's got the lead. Silver Whistle coming hard at him. Those 3 across the track now, and it is Jambalaya and Silver Whistle. Chestertown Slew now back to 3rd into the final 100 yards. Silver Whistle and Jambalaya straining with every stride. Here's the wire. Too close to call. Noses up and down. Jambalaya or Silver Whistle. It was close for 3rd as well there between Zurich and Woodlander.
Jambalaya, this had to be the stretch run of the year at Saratoga, but Jambalaya, very impressive. And Jono Jones down from Canada with this horse for the ride, changing his leads a couple of times to just get that nose down on the wire at the right time as he defeats Silver Whistle, who really had a hard luck season up here with 2 second-place finishes, good close second-place finishes in Stakes Company. Woodlander picking up the pieces late to finish in the 3rd spot, but Jambalaya, a very impressive 3-year-old. He has one going a little bit shorter. He's now stretching out, and here wins at 1 mile and 3/16 as well, giving his connections a number of options. Jambalaya, Dark Bear Brown, gelded son of Langfure from Muskrat Susie by Vice Regent, was bred in Ontario by Gustav Schickendans, owned by Catherine Day Phillips, trained by the owner, and ridden to victory by Jono Jones. Jambalaya completes the 1 mile and 3/16 on the Saratoga turf in 1:54 and 2. One more race to run on that Saratoga turf, the Glens Falls for fillies and mares, going 1 mile and 3/8. Let's head back to Saratoga. The final stake of the year, the Glens Falls.
And they're off. With Love Match showing first. Theodore RN moves through in between horses, and Filmmaker is away 3rd as they move into that first turn. Banyu Dewey is taken in hand to run 4th in the early going, and at the back of the pack in the early stages here will be Honey Rider and Lulu of Menifee. So as they make their way into the stretch for the first time, Love Match will dictate this pace. Javier Castellano trying to get her to relax here. He's doing a good job of it. She's moving very sweetly while in front. On the outside, Theodore RN. Banyu Dewey would like to go a bit faster. They didn't go particularly fast in that first quarter. It was 25 seconds flat. Love Match the leader with a circuit to go. Theodore RN alongside. Banyu Dewey continues to save ground. Favorite Filmmaker is 4th alongside Honey Rider. Continuing to trail the field is Lulu of Menifee. 49-1 was the opening half mile for Love Match, who runs unopposed as they enter the backstretch run. Banyu Dewey still well held. Love Match opens it up a bit. 2.5 lengths now. On the inside, Banyu Dewey second by a neck, with Theodore on alongside in third. Honey Rider, Filmmaker still well reserved, 4.5 lengths from front-running Love Match. Lulu of Menifee trails the field. 14-1 was that 3/4 mark, so he got away with an easy third quarter there of 25 seconds. And as the field moves into the far turn, it's still Love Match. Love Match on top as the cadence now begins to quicken finally. 3 furlongs to go. Love Match the leader. Banyu Dewey poised in second. Theodore RN is third. Filmmaker still got 4 lengths to make up. Down to her inside, it's Honey Rider. Lulu of Menifee trails the field as they hit the top of the stretch. Love Match in full stride. Banyu Dewey set down. No response from Theodore RN. On the inside, Honey Rider, and on the outside, it's Filmmaker who got caught in a little traffic there. Honey Rider comes up the inside. Filmmaker's getting on track, coming like a shot on the outside. Banyu Dewey battles on, and it's Honey Rider. Honey Rider won it. Honey Rider won it by a neck under a rail skimming ride there by Johnny Velasquez.
Honey Rider, a very nice effort here by this filly. She was very sharp down in Florida over the winter time. Had a little bit of a setback when she came back up to New York, but has really put things together here, and here gets a neck victory over the game Filmmaker. Just kind of, she got to a position where she looked like she was going to take command of the race and just couldn't quite make that move. Banyu Dewey made a little bit of a premature move into the pace and ended up settling for third. The winner, Honey Rider, a Greyer Roan 4-year-old daughter of lasting approval from Cuando Quiere by Affirmed, was bred in Kentucky by Wimborne Farm. She's owned by the Glencrest Farm and is trained by Todd Pletcher. Ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Honey Rider completes the mile in 3 furlongs on the Saratoga turf in 2:14 and 2. That's going to wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us as we complete the Saratoga season. Got one more stakes feature to run down at Del Mar down by the shore, and then the summer racing season is pretty much concluded. A lot of great racing, however, coming up this fall. We hope you'll be able to join us for further editions of Horses and Courses as we continue following great stakes racing action from around the country. Until next week, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.